Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is EmilyHanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. Welcome back, or if you're new, welcome. So it's time. Let's talk about luxury, high-end, mid-range makeup favorites. Now, this is not an exact category, but I did do a budget favorites, and I felt like this was kind of like everything else. I do want to say, we're not really going to be talking about eyeshadow here because I kind of just going to do a bit of a eyeshadow goblin favorites. Let's talk about it kind of video. So just as a heads up, that is the situation. I pulled products from Sephora, from Ulta, from higher end indie brands that I've been loving. Now, if you've been around here for a while, probably not going to be surprised to see what you see in this video. But you never know. I never know when people find my channel or what kind of mood they're in. So if you just feel like hanging around and listening to me talk about makeup that I just really fucking love, then keep on watching. And also, if you're not yet subscribed, if you like colorful makeup, if you like bitches with lots of opinions, or you just like cute fat babes, please subscribe and stick around and see what else we got going on my channel. Now, I'm just going to go in the order of how we apply makeup. It's the only way I can make sense of it in my head. I'm not ranking them, but so I'm just going to start that way. And this is a new favorite, but this is like a makeup goblin. I knew I wanted it from the moment it launched. I knew I wanted it when I watched all the reviews. I knew I wanted it. And I love it. This is the Auric Glow Lust. This is in the new Morganite. So when they first launched, the lightest shade was not that different from the second lightest shade. And as soon as they announced the reformulation, I bought it. I would just instantly just bought it. Even though I knew I wasn't going to get it for like 3 months. I was like, no, I'm spending the money right this second. And I have been loving it. I love it as a all over glowy base that I will just spot conceal on top of or put foundation on top of. I've used it as a cream highlighter, but like the reason why I wanted it, the reason why I bought it is as an all over base product on my face, and it completely does that in a way that brings me a lot of joy. It has a bit of coverage. It really does. A lot of people said that. It has a bit of coverage. It has a bit of heft in the formulation. So it's not one of those like thin, either oily or just like thin, watery kind of highlighters. This is a hefty boy, and I like it. But I just wanted to say that in case, texture or the weight of a product on your skin matters to you. But the packaging is stunning and super, super luxe. And I personally didn't have any trouble getting the lid open when I got it, but it goes on snugly. The pump is nice. I'll usually put a full pump on my face, maybe a little more, sometimes a little less, but like, I've got no complaints. It's lovely. It really is. Now, foundations and concealers. Here's the thing. I'm not a proper makeup review channel. I know I review makeup, but I don't do it in the way that a lot of people do on this platform, and they are fantastic, and I love it. That's not where I'm at financially or other things. But from this year, a complexion product that I tried that was new to the market that I just adore is the Fenty Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint. I ranked it #1 of my Sephora purchases for the year. I stand by that. It's just enough coverage, just enough sheerness. Like I can sheer it out or I can put it on heavier. I find this more as like a lightweight foundation than I do maybe a skin tint. And it's a great color for me. I just really like it. It's not too dewy. It's not too matte. It's not too like it doesn't set down powdery, but it also doesn't stay like oily or again dewy on my face. It's just right. It's my Rapunzel product. It's my Rapunzel product. It's my Rapunzel product.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Now, when it comes to concealers, at first I was really gonna hem this in and only talk about like 10 products, and then I just was like, but why? So I'm just gonna talk to you about all of the like higher end concealers that I have because I really enjoy them all and for different reasons. So the outlier that's bought at Ulta is the Oma Beauty, what is this? The Stay Woke Concealer. I have it in White Pearl T2. I think I also have White Pearl T0.75, but that one is too light for me now. This is a yellowy toned one. This concealer is very whipped, very like fluffy in texture. I really enjoy this concealer. I like it because it can sheer out very easily. Some might say too easily. It can sheer out though, so I can use it all over the face. But if you put it on and let it sit, let it hang out for a bit, it will like not sheer out as quickly. So I oftentimes will let it sit under my eyes in like the main area that I want coverage, and then I'll just blend out like once it's been on. And sometimes it's just a matter of the amount of time it takes to put on brow gel. Sometimes it's longer. Like it's not like, oh, you have to let it sit for 30 minutes or something. And it's just super easy to work with. Even as I'm talking about some of its peculiarities, there's something about it that's just really easy and forgiving. And I think it looks really forgiving on the skin too, because of its like texture in a way. So, excuse me, I really enjoy this. This is not new to this year though, but I also enjoy the Oma foundation, but I think I might like this more than the Oma foundation. Now, this is also not new to me. I picked this up in 2020, but I have to say the Pat McGrath Concealer, it's still a star. I haven't been using it as much because I don't really know. I think because it's a little bit more fuller coverage, it feels like it's a special occasion or like filming where I really, really want to like look, done up. But it's still a great formula. I used it today to remind myself it goes on, it covers, you can definitely sheer it out. I wouldn't necessarily build it up. Like I wouldn't put some on and then put more on top of it. But I think if you control your blending and how much you blend it out, I don't think you really need to do that. It's kind of like, it's just good. And that's really all I have to say about it. Now, the Rare Beauty Concealer is still a favorite. I talked about in my budget favorites a budget option that's kind of outranked this one. This one is like, it's kind of the opposite end of both of the last two concealers. It's on the thinner side. It's definitely something that you can get coverage. Again, I think if you let it dry down a bit or maybe even layer it up a bit. But it's also thinner, so it can sheer out and look a little more natural. There's definitely something like natural looking if you have bags under your eyes and you conceal them, but the concealer lets through a little bit of the darkness. There's something that reads almost like, okay, I see that you're a little tired, but like just a little tired. And in your head, you're like, I still have makeup on. Anyway, that's a little fantasy in my head. But I find that this one is less emollient or less creamy than the Oma one. It dries down a little bit more like the pat concealer, but it's like an easy one to use. I wouldn't say it's a top favorite anymore, but I still I'm not mad to have this in my collection whatsoever. But the newest one to my collection, and the one that has just shot right to the top of my favorites, it's the Rose Ink Concealer. It's the Rose Ink Concealer. This one it's emollient. It is. It definitely has a bit more of that emollient, almost dewy texture on the skin, but it has a lot of coverage. I'm realizing the packaging is getting very gross very quickly. It has a lot of coverage. This truly is a little goes a long way. The thing with this one, I wouldn't think of this as a very, very buildable formulation because it's pretty emollient. It's pretty dewy. So I think that I wouldn't want to put a lot of it on. That's why I've started putting it on the back of my hand and then picking up just a little bit and putting it on, because sometimes if I just go in with the doe foot, it's just a little too much. But I think this is a nice, it performs well, and it's texturally right in the middle. It has that emollience to it, it's emollient enough that I don't feel like it's drying down and making my under eyes look dry, but the creaminess and the body of the product can make it feel a little bit heavier than the Flower Beauty concealer. I just think it's a nice Rapunzel concealer. But I would say if you're super oily, you might not love it. And I would say if you like a thinner consistency concealer, it might not be top for you, but it might. You just have to go in with just a little bit. Start with less than you think you need. Quickly, I'm going to talk about brushes here and there in this video, and I just have to give it to the Zoeva 146. These brushes, now I know Pat McGrath has brushes with the same shape, and I think maybe Rare Beauty does too. These are $20. Oftentimes they're on sale. I think I bought one at Ulta and one at Beauty Bay. And they're just the perfect size brush for concealing, for the under eye, even up on the bridge of the nose. I find that these kind of you can pat in and blend, or blend out, or pat, you can just, it's dense enough that I don't feel like I lose coverage, but it has the blendability where I can sheer it out, and I just love it. I just love this brush. This is such a good concealer brush, and I find I use it every time I put on concealer. I use it I'll say I use it 95% of the time that I'm putting on concealer. It's that good. Especially if I already have eyeshadow down and I'm concealing. If I try to do that with my fingers, I get concealer all up in my eyeshadow. It's not fun. So let's talk glow. Now this, I talked about a palette in my discontinued faves. That's probably my true luxury favorite. But this is a workhorse highlighter palette that I think is underrated. The Danessa Myricks Lightwork palette. This is the first one she released. This is a honkin' palette. It's all glowy face products. And if I'm being honest, I really have this palette for 3 colors. So the like duh color, Piece of Cake and Smooth Sailing, the white, the pink, and the peachier tone are what I reach for and what work on my skin. Now, I think I could wear Common Sense, and I might even be able to wear Easy Breezy, but those kind of golden tones aren't really my favorite. This is a highlighter formula for somebody that doesn't like glitter, that just wants shine, almost metallic. And that sounds bad. Metallic shine sounds bad, maybe, but I think it's beautiful. It's So here's the thing is there are plenty of highlighters out there that give glow and shine, and you might call them metallic, but a lot of those don't give me enough glow or shine. And so that's why a lot of times I love the glittery highlighters, because they really sparkle and shine. These, though, they are so shiny and like metallic, and you can really buff them in. But I will be honest, I reach for more of my colorful highlighters than I do this palette. But when I was looking through my collection, I was like, this bitch is beautiful, though. Like, this is a beautiful formula, beautiful packaging. These are actually magnetized, the palette is, so you could pull out, you know, one or two colors, like if you're traveling or if you're a makeup artist and you like only need to take certain colors with you. So one of these days I might downsize this to just the colors that I use, but for now she's a beauty. She's beauty, she's grace. I meant to talk about this at the beginning with the Glow Lust. I just want to give a quick shout out to the Spotlight Glow Beauty Light Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. I've talked about this a lot. I actually use this as a glowy base. I would mix it with like one of my glowy primers, like the VDL Lumi Layer. And I found that it like satisfied the urge for the Auric Glow Lust. And it's a lovely, like, just a highlighter, not glowy base. And I think it's a really nice cream formula because it dries down to a point where it's not powdery, but it's not like sticky or dewy, but it just looks shiny and beautiful. So I've talked my shit about this, but like, I reached for it. I really did. And I'm, you know, Charlotte's softening up on me with this product a little bit. Now, when it comes to like luxury or mid-range or high-end blushes, I really haven't ventured outside of my white soap compact blush love. Like, I just have to quickly just say, like, Mojave Mauve, which is the color I'm wearing today, Soft Peach, Warm Honey, Spice Cinnamon. Spice Cinnamon I don't reach for on a regular basis. I need to figure out like looks to go with cinnamon, Spice Cinnamon, because it's a little bit more ready toned than what I normally wear. But Warm Honey has made me realize that like I don't necessarily want more bronzers, because I have this beautiful like warm brownie blush-ish thing. Cannot talk. Soft Peach, which is broken, but like, so I completely broke Mojave Mauve and repanned the blush, which one day I will just buy a new one. For a long time, I would always say Mojave Mauve is my favorite. I think Soft Peach is my number one favorite color, but it's kind of a tie. I just love these. I love this formula. I love the matte side. I love the shimmery side. The matte side isn't chalky in any way. They're super pigmented, so if you're not a pigmented blush lover, probably not for you. But I adore these. I adore them. I can't stop sharing the love. Oh, wait, Glow that I forgot about. So this is indie, but this is it's on the pricier side, I'm gonna say. But the Kaleidos Space Age Prophecy Multichrome Highlighter. Now, like, look, Linda. Like, I know this is a $36 highlighter. I know this is just like a giant pan of an iridescent highlighter or iridescent multichrome. I get it. I do. And I was not going to buy it when it came out. I received this in PR. I was not going to buy it. I was like, that price point's just a little too much for me. I'm not going to do it. And then a while after launch, Kaleidos very kindly sent me the whole like repackaged highlighter collection. And again, when I got it, I was like, okay, this is pretty, but like, is this me? And I think the thing that I realized is that this is a fall highlighter for me. I don't know what it is, but there's something about the like yellow and red tones that it shifts to. So it kind of shifts from like yellow to green to red, like orangey red, and that screams fall to me. It also looks really cool in like with like a Christmassy red green eye. But once I started wearing this like more in that time of year with like my orangey blushes and my yellowy blushes, I see it. I get it. I'm very tempted by the newest color that they launched in the multi-chrome formula. I'm not going to say that like you can't get this effect if you have iridescent multi-chromes, because I do think you can. I'm trying to like show you, but I don't feel like it's really showing on camera. I do think you can get this effect because I wear my iridescent multi-chromes all the time. From Cleona, from Terra Moons, from Divina, from Pretties for Your Face. I wear them all the time. And I mean, I've gotten somewhere on it. There's a smoothness to it that I feel like you don't see with every formula. So I would say also, if you've tried a more glittery highlighter from Kaleidos and that wasn't as much your favorite, I don't think of this as a glittery formula from Kaleidos. I think of this as a very smooth formula. So yeah, I just had to realize this has like a time and place for me. But when I'm in the mood, bitch, I am in the mood. I do have a couple of eye products. Again, no eyeshadows, but just quickly shouting out the Fenty Lady Lagoon matte eyeliner. I have it in my waterline today. If all of the matte colors they sell are like this formula, this is number one. This is number one. Yeah. Just so pigmented, so easy to put on. Like, I love. I've talked about it a lot, but love. A product that I don't have, but as I was thinking about this, I was like, I want it again. I think my favorite ever mascara, as a very picky mascara person, I think it's the MAC Extend Play Giga Black Lash. That is my ideal, perfect Rapunzel, since that's the... Wait, it's not Rapunzel. The whole time I'm saying Rapunzel, it's not Rapunzel. It's not... Goldilocks. Have I been saying Rapunzel this whole time? Well, the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash is my like Goldilocks mascara. It gives me volume, but the brush is small enough that it doesn't attack my eyes with mascara. It's buildable, but I can do like just a little bit. It stays, it doesn't smudge, but it removes pretty easy from my memory. It's $21 a tube, which is why I don't have any currently. But it's the ideal mascara for me. I could not do a favorites video and not include the Sonia G Sky Eye brush set. This set, in particular the mini booster, come on. Even the larger one, the classic crease, I have found the jumbo blender to be more useful than I expected. I love the precision of this little brush. This is the flat definer. And then also the soft shader. The soft shader is your like all-in-one brush. If you're a bitch like me that loves to just put shimmer all over the eye and blend it out, I think this is a really nice brush for that. I don't use this every time I do a look like that because I only have one of them, so I can't. But I find that the shape and the density of the brush both picks it up really in a really beautiful pigmented way, but then you can blend it out by like turning the brush to the side, and you can turn the brush to the side and blend that way and all of that. So they're beautiful brushes. The handles aren't too annoying. That was my fear, is they were going to be too chunky. They're a little annoying in the cup, I'm going to be honest, but they're beautiful and they just perform. They clean very nicely for natural hair brushes. I find that the white one doesn't stain badly with the shimmer, just the kind of shimmers that I use. I know fancy brushes, natural hair brushes are not for everyone. But for me, I have to say I'm very happy I made this investment. Now, I will say that I still use my rougher brushes a ton. They're still like staples in my collection. If you don't know, when they did their Kickstarter, I got the full collection, and I picked up a couple of their brushes here and there. I still think the 14 is a great brush. So is the 13. Although I think at one point in time I said the 13 was my favorite, but the 14 is for my eyes. And their face brushes are fantastic, but like when I'm ready to spend more money on eye brushes, yeah. Now I think we're just down to lip products, and I think most of these are not surprising in any way, shape, or form. But in terms of Sephora, right now, my top favorite lip things are from Fenty. And you know, I talk my shit on Fenty, but having dipped back into the gloss bombs, I have Fussy and the original, I still love these. Like, the Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb is just such a lovely, not quite clear, but not colored gloss. It's a warm tone and it's sparkly. So it makes my bare lips look fantastic. It makes other lipsticks look fantastic. I like Fussy because it just has a touch more of a pink tone to it. It's just a little bit more neutral. And so I think this is a great, like, this is a number 2 in terms of like gloss loves, like 1 and 2. They're just really beautiful formulas. I really love the smell. I love the look of them. I love them. But the least surprising favorite probably ever is the Fenty Beauty Slip Shine and Glazed. I still only have one of these, and I just love it. This is a very, very glossy lipstick. This is how much I have left. So I've been using it. It kind of, like, depending on what's already on my lips, sometimes this just looks like a gloss. Like, sometimes I'll put it on top of leftover lip balm, like when I was doing my makeup, and it goes on really, really sheer and just kind of looks like a gloss. But if I put it on actual bare lips, you get some of this beautiful, like, neutral peachy color, and it's just so easy to wear, and it's a lip product that has color in it and shine, and it doesn't destroy my lips. There are a lot of like glossy lipstick, glossy lip products that have color in them that completely destroy like my lips, and this one doesn't do that. I think the last like luxury favorite I want to talk about are the Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. Now, I have 4 shades. I purchased the pink bundle that she launched, I think 2 years ago now. I don't know. Which is Rainbow Spill, Skyscraper, Rose, and Love something? I only grabbed 3 of my 4. It's a lovely set. Actually, the one that I don't have out here is the more lucent formula. that's not the favorite. For me, her Velvet formula is my favorite. Now, am I going to say it's better than every budget matte lipstick I've ever tried? No. But, like, I really enjoy them. I really enjoy them. And I just recently got Velvet Midnight, and I am so glad I did, because this is just such a beautiful, deep, like, burgundy purple color. I find it applies pretty well. These are a little bit more of a silicone-y lip formula, which I actually don't love that silicone matte kind of formula. So, and because it's a little bit more silicone-y, the Velvet Midnight, I noticed, like, sometimes it can look a little bit, like you can see a little bit of your lip coming through. Like, it can apply not perfectly, but it fixes itself very easily. And I just love having such a dark, vampy color in a formula that's just so lovely to apply. These transfer, like, you know, they're not a liquid lipstick, but I'm just really getting Velvet Midnight reinvigorated my appreciation for these lipsticks, because what I realized after having these pink lipsticks for a while is that I don't wear pink lipstick like I used to. I think for me, it's weird with pink lipstick. So I love bold eye looks, and like a bold dark lip or like a weird lip color with a bold eye, I like that look. But sometimes when I put a bright or bold pink lip with a bold eye, I feel overdone in a way that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But it just, that's how it makes me feel. And so I was happy to buy the trio that I bought, but getting this newer color, it reminded me, like, no, I really love the formula. I like how they apply. I like how they wear. And, like, I just enjoy the packaging, too. I enjoy the whole experience. And that's okay. It's okay to, like, enjoy the whole experience of your makeup or whatever it is that you're loving right now. So I think that is it. Those are all of my luxury, high-end, mid-range favorites. I don't totally feel like this was a year of discovery for me in that range, and that kind of makes sense. I feel like, you know, I have a lot of favorites and established favorites, and I do find myself more interested in exploring the indie world. But I also have quite a few new favorites if I'm really, like, taking a second to think about it. And I'm happy to be, like, trying out some kind of, like, indie luxury brands too, like Auric and like Lisa. As per usual, as I say often in these favorites videos, let me know in the comments a favorite of yours, a luxury or Sephora, Ulta, high-end, whatever favorite. Something that makes you maybe feel a little special, a little fancy, but also it just performs well and it does what it needs to do. I would love to hear from y'all, and I hope you've been enjoying this kind of like series of favorites. As I mentioned earlier, I am going to do a whole like eyeshadow extravaganza, and we'll just talk more then about all things colorful eyeballs. Until then, thank you so much for spending a bit of your day with me. Don't forget to take care of yourself better today than you did yesterday, because you are worth it. And I am going to tell you that every single time. And I'll see you soon. Bye, friends.